We've all considered doing this at some point, and for me, I've made the conscious decision to go ahead and renovate my front lawn. I've killed off the entire lawn with glyphosate in an attempt to start over fresh. The reason I made this decision is that I have a lot of underlying issues below the canopy of the grass that have caused a lot of problems for me this year, especially a Pythium outbreak and some other disease problems. And to eradicate this, I wanted to completely start over fresh. I wanted to renovate my soil surface and completely renovate this entire area with Kentucky bluegrass. What I'm going to do with this in this video is I'm pulling up a lot of that dead matter because I want to be able to see the soil surface. And then I'm going to come back and suck all of that organic matter up into the mower bag so that I can dispose of it to get rid of it from being on top of my lawn. Right now my lawn is looking pretty dead, as you can see from this video. So I want to go ahead and get started with a couple things. I've got to get these old lawn flags out and mark my sprinkler heads today. I got a special guest coming by to help me do some aerating today, and then I've also got some bulk deliveries of sand coming today as well. Oh, and since you asked, I'll be going with a blend from the Jacklin Seed Company. This is their Built More Blue Kentucky Bluegrass blend, and it is a blend of New Glade, Everest, Jackpot, Impact, and I'm going to be adding some Midnight Kentucky Bluegrass to that. So I will be going primarily 100% of their super elite cultivars in the front, and then the Jackpot and the Impact as well. So we got a lot of work ahead of ourselves, so stick around. I'm going to show you the process, and then coming up, I'll be showing you who's going to stop on my lawn today and help me with my aeration process. All right, so I got Matt Vale here with Vale Landscape. Say hi, Matt.
Hey, what's up, guys?
So Matt's going to run the aerator for me today. He was nice enough to come out and let me pay him to run the aerator. So I guess we're going to tear up some ground today, huh?
Let's tear it up.
All right, cool. You ready?
Go to
So I guess this is kind of what it's like to do the Allen Hayne route with somebody else come over and take care of the hard work for you. So Matt's going to go ahead and run that aerator over the front lawn, especially where I have the drainage issues a couple of times, probably 2 to 3 times. And then I'm going to primarily break all of the cores into some of the low spots. And then when I come through with the sand is going to fill all these aeration holes. It's going to allow a little bit better drainage in these spots that I've had issues with that caused the Pythium for me this year. Some real back-breaking work. All right, so we got a big pile of sand and soil mix back there. Matt's all done with his job for today.
get your dirt right.
Yeah, you got to get your dirt right. That's what Pete says, right?
Get her done.
Sure you want to stick around and help me shovel all that by hand?
Sure, absolutely.
Sure, he doesn't want to do that. He's got other jobs to get to. But Matt, appreciate you coming by and helping me out today.
Thanks, Brandon.
Aeration job looks fantastic. If you're in the St. Louis area and you need your landscape, trees trimmed, and anything like that, core aeration, Matt's your guy. Go ahead and give him a call. I'll go ahead and drop his information in the description below. So, Matt, I appreciate you coming by, brother.
You got it, brother.
Take it easy.
Thanks, man.
Yep. moved a lot of this material by hand, me and my lovely assistant. I don't know if you can see her back there on the porch. But we got 6 tons of the sand soil material. I opted to get a 80% sand, 20% soil in the bulk mix. And what that's going to do, as you're looking closer, I've started to level some of this off, and I wanted to keep some of the soil profile sort of in this mix as I build my sand cap over time. It will sort of fill in and level itself off pretty well. The sand holds all of the leveling properties. Topsoil really doesn't have a whole lot of leveling properties in it. It will wash out, it will settle, and so that's why I opted to go with a heavy sand mix and not go directly with soil. So now that we've got everything kind of spread out all over the lawn, I'm just going to come in with a leveling tool and just continue to push it out and spread it out. You know, as you work with the leveling tool, you can see the areas that need to be worked on a little bit more, because you'll see air gaps underneath the bars on the bottom of that leveling tool. So I guess we got more work to do, so let's go ahead and get at it. And we're back, day 2 here at the renovation project. So I spent most of the late morning, kind of early afternoon, just making sure the grade was perfect. So I came out here with the leveling tool and just continue to just kind of rake it in, just keep, planing it, make sure it's nice and level. So actually I shouldn't use the word level, flat is what we're going for. So we're in the home stretch now, and it's time to throw down some seed, peat moss, and get the fertilizer down. So that's sort of the next step in the process here, and we are almost done, baby. We're almost finished up with this project. So with that, let's go ahead and throw her down. All right, so I've got the Biltmore Blue blend here. It's the Everest, Impact, New Glade, and Jackpot. I'm going to be adding in some of the Midnight Kentucky Bluegrass as well. This is a mix of super elites and elite Kentucky Bluegrass varieties by the Jacklin Seed Company. And so I've got about 6 pounds loaded into my seed spreader, and this will be enough to cover all, 2,700 roughly square feet of front lawn that I have. So we're going to go ahead and I've set the spreader. I went ahead and started at about 4, and we'll see how that gets us. If it's spreading pretty light, we'll just go multiple passes. I really don't want to over apply the Kentucky Bluegrass in any certain section, because the seeds are so much smaller than, like, if you had a fescue seed. The seeds are bigger, and so with that we also need to make sure we have really good seed to soil contact. So I've got this seed roller that I rented from my local hardware stores for like $5 for 4 hours. So we're going to go ahead after we get the seed down, and then we get the peat moss out on the actual surface. we'll go ahead and roll it. All right, so I'm feeling good. Had peat moss in my ears, in my hair, up my nose, all over my body. But got a shower, got some dinner, got a couple of bush lattes. I'm feeling energized. So it's time to throw down some goodies. Let's go take a look and see what I got. All right, we're gonna throw down some X soil. We're gonna top dress with X soil on top of the seed bed. I've got a little bit of the peptide subvert depth 10. It's going to give me a little bit of that peptide kick from a liquid perspective. We've got a little bit of peptides in the X soil as well. I'm also going to be using Bloomplex as my starter fertilizer. Bloomplex is a high phosphorus fert, so 8% nitrogen, 6% phos, 5% potassium. So I'm going to apply this at 6 ounces per thousand every 2 weeks, probably over the next, I don't know, 8 weeks or so. As my starter fert. And then I've also got the multi-purpose plus. So I want the cytokines from the C Extra, which is basically CytoGrow. It's got some hydrotane in it too. Hydrotane gives you a little boost during seed down. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to throw down the X soil right now. Looks like maybe we have some rain coming, so I need a boogie and get this done. We're almost done with this project. Love that chicken poop. So, kind of in a race against the weather here. This could be a great idea or this could be a terrible idea. I guess we're going to find out. And I'm going to go ahead and get 6 ounces per thousand on the multi-purpose. So I got about 18 ounces in there. Same deal on the Bloomplex. Now this is Bloomplex. It's kind of the original starter fert. It's really good for plants and flowers and things like that. There's another product BioPro makes called Turf Starter. and it is based off of the Bloomplex solution. So almost the same exact product, just some variances in the formulation, but works great as a starter fertilizer. Beautiful. No spills, I'll take it. And then the depth 10, this is a really low rate application. I'm talking like an ounce per 1,000 square feet. So I'm really just gonna throw 3 ounces of this in the cup and add it to my mix. So there we go, it's about 3 ounces. All right. Also, I'm not a pro, so I don't know if I can say pro tip, but if you ever use any products that have hydrotane in them, multi-purpose plus, do not use a paint mixer to stir this up. You will have suds coming out of the top of your backpack sprayer or whatever you use. If you use one of those push sprayers, you're gonna have suds coming out of here like it's a bubble bath. Don't do it. Just go ahead and shake it up. Fill it up with water and just shake the tank. Ah, see? I didn't even use a paint mixer. So I gotta tell you, I can't believe it, but this project in the front yard is finally over. Now it's really gonna come down to me just watering it probably 3 times a day. If it's gonna be warm, just gotta make sure that my seeds do not dry out and they continue to stay moist. That is one of the necessary steps, I guess, with the peat moss as a necessary evil. One, if you've got an irrigation system, it'll give you, I mean, it will be honest about where your water is going. That is the one thing that I really like about the peat moss. Also that it retains moisture for the seed bed. So those are a couple reasons why I really like the peat moss when I do projects like this. Usually my projects aren't this extensive, but in this case, it's really showing me where the water is dispersing from my sprinkler heads, and I'm pretty happy with the coverage. So it's getting late now. It's about 8:30, so we'll be getting dark here any minute. I'm expecting some germination probably in the next 2 weeks, possibly. We'll see. It looks like the rain just barely missed me. I felt a couple of raindrops, but I didn't get hit with anything, so that's always good. Now that this project is over, I can go ahead and overseed the backyard. No big deal. It's not as extensive as this. I'm just going to throw down some seed, give it a little bit of fertilizer, and just wait for it to come up. So I'll provide an update on this project very soon, on the the sand leveling, give you my thoughts on some of the tools that I use to complete this project. There's a couple of things that I tried that some folks gave me to help me with this project, so I really appreciate that. And man, with that, I'm glad this project's over. This is a project that I love, that I will probably never do again. So I love doing it, but I'm glad it's over. So with that, I appreciate you guys sticking around, and we'll see you in the next one.